Blessed are the peacekeepers, champions of the just.
От имени фермера Теда и его покойного сына я пишу сие послание. Именем Создателя я призываю всех, кто умеет обращаться с оружием и доспехами, бросить вызов опасностям северного леса и отыскать семейство медведей, которые покалечили и убили мальчика Энда. Сей твари суть чудовища, оскверняющий взор Создателя, и гибель их принесет великий покой северных в первом, а также утешение семье Теда. Как проповедник Лотаринга, я обязуюсь оплатить 1 золотой всякому, кто волей Создателя исполнит дело сие. Будьте осторожны, и да синит свет во всех нас. Беженцев... Спасибо всем местным жителям, кто в эти мрачные времена открыл для беженцев свои амбары и огороды. В церкви постоянно звучат благодарные слова наших прихожан, и ваши добродетельные деяния восхваляются во многих молитвах. Увы, в деревне есть сиротевший мальчик, чья мать, хозяйка Сарха, пропала. Поскольку к тому времени, когда пишутся сие слова, миновала почти неделя после ее исчезновения, Сарху полагают мертвой. Да благословит Создатель ее небесный путь. Была она женщина средних лет. Рыжеволосая любила носить зеленый плащ. Если путник либо местный житель наткнется на нее в лесах, пусть вернет ее тело или же вещи, которые сыщутся на бренных ее останках. В грядущие годы мальчик будет с благодарностью взирать на сии прощальные подарки, которые напомнят ему об отважной матери. Дом проповедника возместит сии добрые хлопоты суммой в 50 серебряников. Да воззрит на вас всех Создатель.
Hello, friend. Care to take advantage of your discount?
Совершенно верно.
This way. And beware the urchins. They have grabby little hands.
Any luck with that poison? Or you here to see my stock?
Я принесла то, что ты просил.
Splendid! If those beasties come on my land, I hope it teaches them a lesson. Here, Enough gold to cover any of your expenses and then some, eh?
Did you speak to that knight yesterday? Said he was from Rick.
I'm wondering, Morrigan, do you believe in the Maker?
Certainly not. I've no primitive fear of the moon, such that I must place my faith in tales so that I may sleep at night.
But this can't all be an accident. Spirits, magic, all these wondrous things around us, both dark and light.
Blessed are the peacekeepers, champions of the just. And the stars stood still, the winds did quiet, and all animals of earth and air held their breath. All was silent in prayer and thanks. And Andraste came unto them, saying, though the danger great, the mountain high, have faith, for the Maker listens and smiles upon us.
Bad dreams, huh?
Такой явственный, словно взаправду.
Well, it is real, sort of. You see, part of being a Grey Warden is being able to hear the Darkspawn. That's what your dream was, hearing them. The Archdemon, it talks to the Horde, and we feel it just as they do. That's why we know this is really a blight.
А почему Дункан об этом не рассказывал?
He did. He said he felt the Archdemon's presence. Everyone just assumed he was guessing. It takes a bit, but eventually you can block the dreams out. Some of the older Grey Wardens say they can understand the Archdemon a bit, but I sure can't. Anyhow, when I heard you thrashing around, I thought I should tell you. It was scary at first for me too.
Какие сюрпризы меня еще ждут? Рассказываешь.
Other than dying young and the whole defeat the Blight alone thing, no. I'm all tapped out for surprises. Anyhow, you're up now, right? Let's pull up camp and get a move on. What do you need?
Я хотела бы спросить у тебя кое-что.
Ask away.
Что именно умеют храмовники?
Essentially, they're trained to fight. The Chantry would tell you that the Templars exist simply to defend. But don't let them fool you. They're an army. The other main purpose for a Templar is, of course, to hunt mages. To that end, we train in talents that drain mana or disrupt spells.
Так значит, храмовники и сами используют магию?
You could call it that, sure. The Chantry doesn't look on it the same way, however, since really our talents only work on mages. Against a regular person, I'm just a guy in a metal suit.
И часто тебе доводилось преследовать магов?
No, I never actually became a full Templar. Duncan recruited me before I took my vows. I was only present during one harrowing. The ritual that they test the mages with. It's not unlike our joining, really. And just as deadly. The girl they tested, she had a demon put inside her to see if she could resist. And she couldn't. We had to end it quickly. I have to say I didn't have much interest in becoming a Templar after that.
А разве другие люди не могут научиться тому, что умеют храмовники?
Perhaps, but there usually isn't much of an opportunity. The Chantry keeps a close rein on its Templars. We are given lyrium to help develop our magical talents, you see. Which means we become addicted. And since the Chantry controls the lyrium trade with the dwarves, well, I'm sure you can put two and two together.
Так значит, у тебя зависимость от лириума?
Thankfully, no. You only start receiving lyrium once you've taken your vows. You don't need lyrium in order to learn the Templar talents. Lyrium just makes Templars' talents more effective. Or so I was told. Maybe it doesn't even do that. The Chantry usually doesn't let their Templars get away either, so they can spread their secrets. I'm a bit of an exception. Lucky me. Oh, why, you little...
Что такое случилось?
Your furry friend here took offense at me getting near his food. He snapped at me, look.
Кровь не течет. И все же ему не следовало так делать.
Sometimes I forget that he's a war dog. That'll teach me.
Ah, it's good to see you, my timely rescuer. Bodon Fennec at your service once again. I saw your camp and thought to myself, what safer place to rest for the evening than in the camp of a Grey Warden? I'm perfectly willing to offer you a fine discount for the inconvenience of our presence. How does that sound? Good? Yes?
Можете оставаться. Только уж позаботьтесь о себе сами.
Wonderful. Thank the kind lady, won't you, boy?
Thank you, kind lady.
We won't be a bother to you and your companions, I assure you. If you should need enchantments, simply talk to my boy. Otherwise, come speak with me.
Hello.
The boy's a bit simple, but he's rather good with enchantments. One of those tranquil fellas actually called him a... what was it now? A savant. I had no idea such a thing existed.
Enchantment!
You and your friends are formidable folk, indeed. It's good to have you along on the road. I'm sure you'll be pleased with the goods my boy and I have collected, and with your discount.
I am impressed. My thanks.
Why, thank you so much. That's a wonderful thought. I don't know what to say.
A terrible notion. A terrible notion.
I could get used to this, you know.
Enchantment? Enchantment!
You and your friends are formidable folk, indeed. It's good to have you along on the road. I'm sure you'll be pleased with the goods my boy and I have collected, and with your discount.
I am grateful. 'Tis thought.
You are not quite as callow as I thought. That is unexpected.
Спасибо на добром слове.
You're welcome.
Зачем ты пришел, Ферлден?
I was sent to be the eyes of the Antom. The Arishok asked what is the Blight. By his curiosity, I am now here.
А тебе не нужно в таком случае вернуться с рапортом?
Yes,
Почему же ты тогда до сих пор здесь?
I cannot go home.
Почему?
It doesn't matter now. Can we move on? We keep the Darkspawn waiting.
Идем.
As you wish.
Have I ever told you I really like the way you wear your hair?
Нет, что-то не припомню.
It's very nice and it suits you. Simple. Not like the elaborate hairstyles we wore in Orlais. They involved flowers, ribbons, jewels. One year, feathers were all the rage, and Lady Elise decided she needed to outdo everyone else, and actually wore live songbirds in her voluminous hair. The chirping was quite charming for a while, but you must realize, terrified little birdies often have loose bowels.
Бедные птички.
Yes, I don't envy them. She never washed her hair. But I was trying to say something nice to you, wasn't I? Oh, forgive me. My mind wanders so. It's just that I feel so comfortable talking to you. Like I could say anything and you wouldn't judge me.
Но мы ведь подруги, разве нет?
Yes, very much so. I haven't felt this close to anyone in a long time. I really enjoy your company.
И часто ты так радуешься женскому обществу?
And what would you do if I said I do? Very much so, in fact.
Думаю, порекомендую тебе не думать на мой счет ничего такого.
Wrong idea. I'm not sure what you're talking about. I enjoy spending time with my friends. Is there something wrong?
Нет, ничего, ты хороший друг.
Thank you. I am honored that you feel that way.
I once heard a really old legend about how the Hound warriors in the days of the old tribes would feed their Mabari the flesh of the vanquished. Well, that's what I heard anyway. It would sometimes be human flesh. Oh, like you can tell the difference. For all you know, maybe you've already been fed something. Someone.
Не слушай Алистера, он вечно мелет чушь.
Hey!
Indeed.
Indeed.
Yes.
Stop right there, outsider. The Dalish have camped in this spot. I suggest you go elsewhere, and quickly.
А я как раз ищу далийцев.
I find that hard to believe. What business could we Dalish possibly have with a group like yours?
Я скажу это только вашему вождю и больше никому.
Seeing as you are obviously no simple trespasser, I will leave it to the Keeper to decide the importance of your business. In the camp, I suggest you keep your hands to yourself, and remember that our arrows are still trained on you. Follow me.
I see we have guests. Who are these strangers, Mithra? I have precious little patience and less time to spend on outsiders today.
I understand, but this one claims to have important business with our people.
I see. Tell me, stranger, what business could you possibly have with us? We have our own issues we must deal with, as you can see.
Я представляю серых стражей.
You might have simply said so to begin with. Masiranus, Mithra, you may return to your post.
Manuvinen, Keeper.
Now, allow me to introduce myself. I am Zathrian, the keeper of this clan, its guide and preserver of our ancient lore. And you are?
Я Джейн. Рада познакомиться с тобой.
If you came to bring news of the Blight in the south, it is not needed. I had already sensed its corruption. I would have taken the clan north by now, had we the ability to move. Sadly, as you can see, we do not.
Yes, it seems like you've had your own troubles. What are the odds?
I imagine you are here regarding the treaty we signed centuries ago. Unfortunately, we may not be able to live up to the promise we made. This will require some explanation. Please, follow me. The clan came to the Brazilian forest 1 month ago, as is our custom when we enter this part of Ferelden. We are always wary of the dangers in the forest, but we did not expect the werewolves would be lying in wait for us. They ambushed us. And though we drove the beasts back, much damage was done. Many of our warriors lie dying as we speak. Even with all our magic and healing skill, we will eventually be forced to slay our brethren to prevent them from becoming beasts. The Blight's evil must be stopped. But we are in no position to uphold our obligations. I am truly sorry.
А можно как-нибудь помочь вашим охотникам?
The affliction is a curse that runs rampant in their blood, bringing great agony and then ultimately either death or a transformation into something monstrous. The only thing that could help them must come from the source of the curse itself. And that would be no trivial task to retrieve.
Речь идет про оборотня?
No, but it is the one who made these werewolves come to be. Within the Brazilian forest dwells a great wolf. We call him Witherfang. It was within him that the curse originated, and through his blood that it has been spread. If he is killed and his heart brought to me, perhaps I could destroy the curse. But this task has proven too dangerous for us. I sent some hunters into the forest a week ago, but they have not returned. I cannot risk any more of my clan.
Я отыщу для тебя этого бешеного клыка.
I must warn you that more than werewolves lurk in the Brazilian forest. It has a history full of carnage and murder, you see. Where there is so much death, the veil separating the spirit realm from our own becomes thin, allowing spirits to possess things, living or dead. But if you can indeed help, then I wish you luck.
Мне нужно кое-какое снаряжение.
Then I suggest you see Master Verathorn. I will instruct him to put aside some supplies for you, the kind that the hunters use.
У меня к тебе несколько вопросов.
Make them quick, if you please. I have much to do here. My apprentice Lanaya or Sayrel, the clan's storyteller, could provide you with answers just as easily.
Расскажи мне подробнее о проклятии, которое поразило охотников.
There is not much to say. It stemmed originally from Witherfang, but now any werewolf may infect someone with it.
Значит, если меня укусит оборотень, я тоже заражусь?
It is possible, but not guaranteed. The only way to protect against the curse is not to be bitten.
Как я узнаю, что меня поразило проклятие?
You will know within a matter of days. You will begin to sweat and vomit, and most tellingly, your temper will become wild and uncontrollable. If that happens to you, you should seek out Witherfang even more swiftly. Your mission at that point will be rather personal.
Откуда взялось это проклятие?
That is a long tale I do not have time to tell. Ask Sayrel about it if you wish. Go on, then. I must return to caring for my people. Creator's speed on your way.
Andaren Atishan, Grey Warden. My name is Lanaya. I am Zathrian's first, what you might call an apprentice, perhaps. I've been studying under the Keeper all my life. I am a bit curious of the outside world. Do you mind if I ask you a question or two?
Валя, если хочешь.
I hear the human cities are very large, thousands upon thousands of souls all packed together in their houses. Is that true?
Да, иные города так велики, что и взглядом не охватишь.
How very loud that must be with everyone talking all at once. I try to imagine those of our people living in such a place, surrounded by walls of stone and indifference. It is a difficult thought.
Они привыкли к такой жизни, как и люди.
Being accustomed to pain and suffering does not make it any less tragic. It is said that one day we will have a land of our own. We Dalish gather the ancient wisdom in preparation for this. When that day comes, all elves, even those who have forgotten, will reclaim their former glory. I have one more question, though I'm not sure you can answer it. Do the humans ever regret what they did to us?
Даже не знаю, что сказать. Лично я раскаяния не видела.
I understand. One cannot expect to see the questions of history answered on human faces. A poet once wrote of them, before the fall of the Dales. Like dragons they fly, glory upon wings. Like dragons, they savage, fearsome, pretty things. But you don't need me to quote poetry to you. Forgive me. Perhaps you have some questions of your own.
Расскажи о себе.
I'm hardly anyone special, I assure you. If I seem different from the rest of my clan, it's only because I was born amongst humans. I came to the Dalish at a very young age, but I've always retained my curiosity about the world I came from.
Как же ты попала к далийцам, если была ребенком?
My parents were servants to a human merchant whose caravans plied the southern routes. One day, bandits killed him, and my parents both. I was the only survivor, just a young girl, and the bandits took me. I was their servant for several years.
Сочувствую. Наверное, это было ужасно.
It was. The long years of reflection have allowed me to come to terms with it, to put them in perspective. I can only imagine what would have happened had the clan not saved me from them. I owe them my life for that, and more.
Почему далицы так неприветливы?
They have reason. Since the days of Arlathan, my people have been either subjugated or homeless.
Что за Арлатан, который ты не раз упоминал?
It was our ancestral home, long ago when the humans first came to these lands. We were free then, and immortal. We did not know how to deal with the humans, and in the end, they turned their power against us and destroyed Arlathan. Our ancestors were enslaved, and our culture lost forever.
Но эльфы в конце концов освободились.
Yes. After a millennium of slavery, our people were freed by Andraste, the human's prophet who spawned the Chantry.
Но Арлатан еще существует?
Not to my knowledge. According to the old tales, the human mages sank Arlathan into the ground, crushing it beneath the rock.
Разве Арлатан не оборонялся?
The Tevinter Imperium was a force to be reckoned with. It was ruled by mages with powerful blood magic. Though Arlathan fought, they lost.
Говоришь, тогда эльфы были бессмертны?
They died, but not of an aged body as other races do. Not until the humans came. According to the legends, association with humans caused us to quicken. Our blood sped, and we began to age. So we avoided them naturally. And then we were enslaved by them for 1,000 years. And in so doing, we all were quickened permanently and our immortality destroyed. Or so the old tales say.
Но вы же можете вернуть свою долгую жизнь?
In time and with seclusion. We Dalish have lengthy lifespans, and they will get longer. Zathrian himself has lived many centuries, though that is unusual even for us.
Теперь я понимаю, почему вы не любите людей.
Shemlin, we call them. Quick children. I suppose it takes a certain arrogance to look upon another people as children, no? Perhaps we should be more heedful of our own role in Arlathan's loss. Even so, it was a bitter lesson to learn. One we are not grateful for.
Мне казалось, что ваша родина называлась Долы.
That was our second homeland. Our first was the great city of Arlathan. The Dales came when they were freed from enslavement. Elves everywhere journeyed hundreds and thousands of miles to the Dales, eager to start their lives anew. They called it the Long Walk. They reached the Dales and made it their own. And one day it was taken from us too, and you wonder why we are hostile. Certainly.
Чем именно занимается хранитель?
A keeper is, first and foremost, the leader of the clan. He decides where we go and when we shall move. He's also responsible for knowing the clan's ancient lore and passing it on to the others in the clan. Without a keeper, the clan's knowledge is lost forever, so the clan protects him like no other.
Ты можешь рассказать мне о Затриане?
Nothing that you could not ask Zathrian himself. He is the keeper of this clan and has been for a very long time. He is also a very good man who has lost much. The Dalish are everything to him, and he would do anything to protect them.
Много потерь? Что же он терял?
I really shouldn't talk about that. That's something you should ask him about yourself. As you wish. Darth Shirel.
Hello?
Ну и тебе привет. Ты кто такой?
I'm Kamen, a hunter apprentice. Though I wish I could become a real hunter.
И что же тебе мешает?
I shouldn't be talking about this to an outsider. You wouldn't understand.
А ты попробуй. Вдруг я тебя удивлю.
I suppose there's no harm in it. It's not like you can help me. I've been an apprentice for too long. To become a true hunter, I must bring back the pelt of a beast I killed myself. A boar or a wolf or something. I wanted to hunt in the forest, but we're forbidden to enter because of the attack. But the real problem is Gaina.
Что еще за Гейна?
She's my heart's desire. I have asked for her hand, but she cruelly refuses it. She will not bond with an apprentice, she says, and calls me a child. I am no child. If I was a hunter, I could prove it, but I cannot hunt, and Gaina will never bond with me. I feel so helpless. I shouldn't have brought it up. Just leave me to my misery.
Наверняка можно найти выход.
You think I haven't thought about this? There's nothing I can do.
Может, я поговорю о тебе с Гейной?
I suppose you could, but what good would that do? The situation hasn't changed.
Я могу говорить очень убедительно.
Really? I'm willing to try anything.
Хуже от этого не будет.
Cyranas, oh ma Cyranas, I will pray to the goddess of love that you are successful.
At least they have chosen freedom over subjugation. Better hardship and danger than slavery.
We greet you, child of the stone. I understand you are to venture into the haunted forest to save our brethren. I suspect your efforts may be in vain. An entire group of our hunters went into the forest to do as you intend, and they have not returned.
Хранитель говорил об этом.
Then you are very brave to adventure into such a place, even knowing the danger that awaits. Your courage impresses us greatly.
Мне нужно справиться с Мором. Если будет возможность, я тебе помогу.
Nothing will help us now. Least of all, the meddling of an outsider.
You are being most unkind, Cyril. Would you refuse our hunter's help simply because of the hand that offered it?
You shame me, Lethalan. I have allowed my bitterness to cloud my better judgment. Forgive me, Grey Warden. It is most difficult to forget the lessons the Shemlin have taught us. Perhaps I can yet make amends. Stay while I spin a tale for our children. And then I will tell you of the forest if you desire.
Договорились.
Come and join us then, all of you. Now, what say we tell the story of the fall of the Dales? Which of you children knows that best?
I think I do.
Yes? Then come, child. Oh, don't be frightened of the outsiders. Now, where do you suppose such a tale should begin?
When we were slaves?
Yes. Long ago, our people were slaves to an empire the Shemlin had built on the darkest magic. They took away our history and our language and left us nothing. And then that empire fell. We were freed.
Because Andraste came with her army, and Shartan joined her.
Yes. Andraste, the Shemlin prophet, came out of the south and challenged the Tevinter Imperium. Our ancestor, Shartan, fought at her side. And when the rebellion came to an end, we were given a new homeland in the west, the Dales. We began to rebuild the culture and history we had lost in our years of slavery. We worshipped the creators and made the Dales our home. Perhaps you know what happened next, stranger. Do you know what happened to the Dales?
В ваши земли вторглись люди.
Indeed. They resented that we would not worship their maker, and they resented our ways because they were so different from their own. The Shemlin nations grew cold towards the Dales. They called us blasphemers and tyrants, and declared war upon us, a great crusade.
А я слышала, что эту войну начали вы.
Told by whom? A history that has been dictated by the victors, no doubt. Oh, I am certain we played a part in our downfall. We believed that the Shemlin would not revoke their prophet's gift so lightly. We were wrong. They took our lands, forcing us to abandon our gods and live as beggars in Shemlin cities. But there were those of us who refused to abandon our ways. They emblazoned the symbols of the creators upon their flesh and vowed to keep their ancient lore alive.
That's us. That's the Dalish.
Indeed, child. We chose to wander, homeless, rather than be ruled by the Shemlin. And all our clans wander alone until the day we have a homeland once more.
Then we bring the old ways back to our people, because they have forgotten it all.
For we are the Dalish, the keepers of the lost law.
The walkers of the lonely path.
We are the Elvenan, and never again shall we submit. And that is the tale of the Dales, stranger. Thank you for allowing us to tell it to you.
И тебе спасибо. Мне очень понравился твой рассказ.
Perhaps one day you will tell us a tale of your people. A day when you are not guest and stranger, but savior. Now, as I said I would, I can tell you what I know of the Brazilian forest. Do you wish to hear it?
Да, расскажи мне об этом лесе.
Our legends say that before the Shemlin came, the Brazilian forest was a place of our ancestors that predated even our oldest homeland. The people of the Imperium came here and gave the forest its name. If they found traces of our ancestors, we cannot say. If they did, those elves were slain or enslaved. We know only that a great many battles were fought here. These trees grow upon the graves of those who fell, Shemlin and elves both.
И что потом?
So much death in one place tore the veil into the beyond. The Shemlin know the beyond as the Fade, the place of dreams and spirits. When the veil is torn, spirits pass into our world freely. The legends say that one great spirit possessed the wolf that became Witherfang, who passed its curse of rage onto men and created werewolves.
Так значит, в лесу водятся духи?
The forest is said to be haunted. Spirits possess the trees, the wolves, even the bodies of the dead. They yearn for true life, you see.
И много ли здесь оборотней?
No one knows. When the Shemlin lived in these parts, the curse would spread anew to a few of them with each passing year. They would run off into the forest, never to be seen again. Eventually, all the Shemlin left. One assumes the werewolves survive by passing their curse to their offspring. They have had no new blood. Until now, that is.
Те охотники превратились в оборотней?
It is said that one or two have turned already, though the Keeper denies it. As for the rest, they will either die or turn, unless they are killed out of mercy. I would rather die than become a ravening, soulless beast. Wouldn't you?
Этот бешеный клык существует до сих пор?
So Zathrian insists. He says that Witherfang does not age as the werewolves do. Witherfang is as much spirit as it is beast, thus it is immortal. Perhaps it cannot even be slain. At the very least, it is old and powerful, much as Zathrian himself.
Это все, что мне нужно было узнать.
One last warning. The forest is like a thing alive. It changes as it wills, closing paths behind you and opening up new ones. Too many have become lost within, unable to find their way out. Were I you, I would endeavor not to make the forest my enemy.
Andera Natishan, stranger. I am Athras. I hope the others have not been too harsh in their treatment of you.
Ладно, чего там. Я понимаю.
That is very generous of you. Most would assume we are unkind as a rule, and that is not the case. Especially not to a Grey Warden. But we have lost much, and it is easy to forget simple niceties at such a time. I understand you will search for the wolves in the Brazilian forest. I would join you, but Zathrian has forbidden me.
Похоже, тебя это не радует.
None of us are happy about this situation, and I least of all. But I shouldn't speak too much about this, especially with an outsider. I am sure you have little interest in my problems.
Брось, я охотно выслушаю тебя.
It's odd to talk so freely with a stranger, but perhaps you can help me. My wife Denilah and I both fought the werewolves in the ambush. She was injured so gravely, the curse spread rapidly in her. Zathrian fought hard to ease her pain, but there was little he could do. And though he says that Delilah is dead, he will not let me see her body. I am beginning to believe she became a werewolf, and that it is being kept from me so I do not go chasing after her. If I could just know if Delilah is alive, or what happened to her, then I could be at peace.
Я поищу ее в лесу.
I have an amulet made by our craftsman. It's not much, but I would be happy to give it to you in return for any news.
I'm sorry, but I must attend to our ailing fallen.
Andiran Atishan, outsider.
Ты ведь Гейна? Я не ошибаюсь. Мне о тебе говорил Камень.
You spoke to him? What did he say?
Сказал, что ты не хочешь стать его женой.
Oh. I don't expect an outsider to understand our ways, but I just can't bond with Kamen. He's been a hunter apprentice for over 2 years now, and he's yet to slay a proper beast. Each time he's tried, something has gone wrong. Perhaps the creators do not wish us to bond. I cannot bond with an apprentice hunter, can I?
А по-моему, если ты его любишь, неважно, какое у него положение.
But what if he never becomes a proper hunter? What will become of our family?
Если любишь, то верь в него и помоги добиться успеха.
Oh, you are right. I have made poor Kamen miserable. No wonder he cannot complete his hunt. Masiranas, thank you. You have helped me put this into perspective. I will go and speak to Kamen. Kamen, I have been a fool.
Gaina? What do you mean? Have you changed your mind?
I have. The outsider has helped me to see that I was wrong. I have made you miserable, and I should not have.
But what about my hunt?
I don't care about that. I know you will pass your hunt in time, and we will be happy. Us and our children.
Thank you, Gaina. You've made me a happy man. I feel blessed by the gods today. We are both very grateful for the part you've played in bringing us together.
How marvelous you are. I am so happy. This is so wonderful. Young love allowed to flourish.
Does anyone else feel the urge to vomit? No? 'Tis just me?
Here, take this. It's been in my family for a very long time, but I hope it plays some part in your battle against the Darkspawn. It's the very least we could do.
Those halas certainly are.
Who comes? Oh, I beg your pardon, stranger. I was so busy attending to the hala, I did not hear your approach.
Что такое гала?
They are the noble beasts that pull our Aravel. What humans call land ships. They are our companions and our guides.
У нас в Арзамаре нет ничего похожего. Разве что Бронта.
I have heard of the Bronto. They are beasts of burden, yes? The hala are not like that. We ride the hala, but never with reins or a saddle. It is the hala who decide where to lead us, and our privilege that they take our Aravel with them. In return, it's the herder's job to speak to the hala and care for their needs. It's a bond of friendship, and not servitude.
Почему же ты отделила эту галу от остальных?
I fear she may have been bitten during the werewolf attack. I have tried speaking with her, but she is too agitated for me to understand. The curse would not affect her as it would us, but it would still be lethal. And it may prove contagious to the other Hala as well. I can find no wound on her, but if she's truly ill, then I will have to put her out of her misery. For her sake, as well as that of the others.
Глубоко сочувствую. Должно быть, это нелегкое решение.
I wish I could calm her enough to speak with her. We have lost so many of our hunters. I would hate to lose one of our Hala as well.
Могу я чем-нибудь тебе помочь?
I don't know. Do you have any skills that might help her? If you do, I would be grateful. No. No, I'm sorry. She isn't calming any more around you than she is for me.
Тогда я больше ничего не могу сделать.
I am glad you attempted it regardless.
Мне пора идти.
I will watch her for a while longer and see if her condition changes. I am grateful for your assistance, friend.
What are you doing? You've warped the wood completely. Did you leave it out in the rain?
No, Master Ferrothorn. I think I just used too much heat.
You're not smelting ore like a Durgenlin. This is living wood. It requires patience and delicate hands, not more heat.
My actions bring me sorrow, Master Ferrothorn.
And so they should. Truly the art will be lost to us forever at this rate. Throw away your dead wood and start anew, and I shall speak to our guest. Now then, please forgive my distraction, stranger. Is there something that you need?
Мне сказали, ты можешь дать мне кое-какое снаряжение.
Yes, the keeper sent word that you might ask me for such. I took the liberty of assembling some goods that our hunters use. There is a large chest by the Araville, where I put everything we could spare. Feel free to sort through it and take whatever you need.
А что именно вы здесь производите?
I'm the clan's craftsmaster. It's my responsibility to learn what I can of the ancient elven arts of shaping wood and ore. In truth, we Dalish know little of the art compared to what we once did. And even what we know has taken us many lifetimes to achieve. There is wood that, if treated properly, is as hard as steel but far lighter. It grows only in this forest. Ironbark. The keeper has forbidden us from entering the forest to collect the wood. This means I cannot make our finest crafts for years to come.
А если я принесу тебе железной коры?
I would be hesitant to ask it of you, but if you should come across ironbark, I suppose there would be no harm in gathering some. It is blue and very distinctive. You can only harvest the bark which has fallen off the tree from age. Now, if you find some, bring it to me, and I will craft it for you.
Хорошо, буду поглядывать по сторонам.
That would please me, so long as our hunters come first.
Давай устроим обмен.
I am no merchant, but let us trade. Perhaps there's something here which will be of value to you.
A fine gift. You have my thanks.
What do you wish? I am no merchant, but let us trade. Perhaps there's something here which will be of value to you.